Hello friends, welcome to our channel History Chronicles. In the grand halls of Versailles, beneath glittering chandeliers and surrounded by opulent gardens, there was a man who believed himself to be the very embodiment of France. This man was Louis XIV, the Sun King, who ruled over France for an astonishing 72 years. His reign was one of absolute power, where his word was law, and his desires shaped the destiny of an entire nation. But as we delve into the world of Louis XIV, we must not only admire the grandeur of his reign, but also recognize the shadows it cast over the future. The seeds of the French Revolution, a cataclysmic event that would forever change the course of history, were sown during the reign of this powerful monarch. Louis XIV ascended the throne at a young age, and from the very beginning, he was determined to assert his authority. "L'État, c'est moi," he famously declared. "I am the state." And indeed, Louis XIV lived as though France existed solely for his glory. He centralized power in the monarchy, diminishing the influence of the nobility and ensuring that all decisions flowed from him. The king's court at Versailles became the center of political power in France. Nobles who once held regional power were brought to Versailles, where they became dependent on the king for their wealth and status. They were kept busy with courtly rituals and ceremonies, leaving Louis XIV free to govern as he saw fit. Yet this concentration of power came at a cost. The construction and maintenance of Versailles were staggering expenses that drained the royal coffers. Wars, too, were a significant burden on the economy. Louis XIV's ambitions led to numerous conflicts, including the War of Spanish Succession, which further strained France's finances. The king's need for glory and expansion came at the expense of the common people, who were increasingly burdened with taxes to fund his endeavors. Despite these challenges, Louis XIV's reign was marked by a flourishing of the arts and culture. He was a patron of the arts, and under his rule, France became a cultural capital of Europe. The grandeur of the Baroque period was epitomized in the architecture of Versailles, the compositions of Lully, and the plays of Molière. The Sun King's court was a dazzling display of wealth and refinement, setting trends that were emulated across Europe. But beneath this glittering surface, discontent was brewing. The common people, the peasants who worked the land and the burgeoning middle class in the cities, were growing increasingly resentful of the heavy taxes and the king's extravagant lifestyle. They saw a widening gap between the lavish life of the court and their own struggles to survive. Moreover, the centralized power that Louis XIV established left little room for dissent. The Estates General, France's traditional representative assembly, was not convened during his reign, effectively silencing any voices that might challenge the king's authority. This lack of representation would become a significant grievance for future generations. As the 17th century drew to a close, the legacy of Louis XIV was one of grandeur, but also of growing unrest. His reign had set the stage for the conditions that would lead to the French Revolution. The centralized power, the economic strain, and the social divisions that he exacerbated would all play a role in the events that were to come. But for now, as the Sun King aged and his reign came to an end, France was left with a powerful monarchy, a weakened nobility, and a populace that was increasingly burdened and dissatisfied. The stage was set for the next chapter in France's history, a chapter that would be marked by turmoil, revolution, and the eventual downfall of the monarchy that Louis XIV had worked so hard to strengthen. And so, the story of the French Revolution begins not in the streets of Paris, but in the gilded halls of Versailles, with a king who believed himself to be the very heart of France. The seeds of discontent had been sown, and it was only a matter of time before they would grow into a movement that would shake the very foundations of the nation. In the next episode, we will explore how the economic and social divisions that were deepened during Louis XIV's reign began to unravel, setting the stage for a revolution that would change France and the world forever. Stay tuned as we continue this journey through one of the most pivotal periods in history. Thank you for joining us on History Chronicles. See you in the next episode.